Distraction is a luxury that only the thriving can afford. I assure you, if your family's well-being and your survival depended on the task that you know you have to complete, neither distraction nor procrastination would be on your mind. When a lion is hungry, all he thinks about is the hunt. Every movement of his eyes, every twitch of his muscle fibers has a purpose: to feast. Once that lion is full, sleep, sex, and play enter his mind. The question is, are you truly hungry enough for what you're asking for? And if the honest answer is no, ask yourself, if you truly want it, what is the reason you want it so bad? I want you to visualize this reason, the motive, the end of the tunnel, and then with this newfound energy, go and conquer. I wrote that today, and I wrote it because I was thinking about the utter lack of action behind people's words nowadays, including mine. I was self-reflecting upon my actions in alignment with my words. You see all these young men nowadays who have ambitious goals. They want to achieve millionaire status. They want to conquer the world, or at least they say they do. But then something happens and the actions aren't congruent. And then I wondered why. I was thinking. So I wrote that. And what I realized is you struggle to wake up in the morning to your alarm at 9 a.m. But there's a kid in Africa who has to wake up at 4 a.m. to go 5 miles with a bucket and get water for his family. And he doesn't hit snooze on the alarm. He doesn't have an alarm, but he wakes the fuck up. And it's not because he loves it. It's not because he's super excited to start the day. It's because he knows that his family's survival and his depends on him waking up at 4 a.m., walking 5 miles there, 5 miles back with a 50-pound bucket of water and making sure his family is okay. But this is a complete adverse reality to us. We have phones, we have a bed, we have enough water to last us a lifetime. I mean, most of us have enough food to where if we need something, we'll just go out and buy it. So we have no real hunger. And this has also been conditioned by society, because when you look at masculinity, conquering, it's seen as something bad, it's seen as something toxic. So it removes that innate hunger inside your masculine nature. It removes that sense of wanting that challenge. So I asked myself, how do we get this back? And the answer I've made is that you have to really dive deep and understand why you want the things that you want. Why do you want the money? Why do you want the success? Why do you want that better physique? Why do you want a girlfriend? Why do you want a ton of girls? And you'll come to one of two conclusions. Number one, you don't really want it. You just saw it on social media. And what you really wanted was validation from others for achieving that goal, because you thought that since everybody wants that, you must want it as well. And number two, you want it because of a true desire deep down to achieve that goal. If it's the first one, redirect. Understand what you truly want out of life. If it's the second one, good. I want you to visualize why exactly you want it, the motives you have. For example, that may be for your power. That may be to take care of your loved ones. But really, if you truly think about it and you stop with all the altruism, you'll come to realize that most of the motives that you have for wanting that certain goals are selfish. And there's nothing wrong with that, because a lot of good can come out of that, but that's a topic for another video. I want you to visualize the motives for that goal, and I want you to visualize the end result of when you have that goal, what that would look like. Once you visualize that for a bit, I want you to think, are the sacrifices that I have to make worth the goal? Is the process worth the end result? And I believe that if your desire is genuine, once you realize why you want this, it'll spark a hunger in you. a hunger that you had lost, that you had forgotten about. You were starting to do things repeatedly just for the sake of doing them, for the sake of feeling productive. But in reality, that's not productive, is it? Because those actions had no meaning behind them. And an action with no meaning isn't very effective. So this exercise, this visualization, is really just for you to understand the reasoning of why you want the things that you want, so that when you align your actions to your goal, you feel fulfilled. You don't feel like a robot, because you aren't. You have desires, you're human, and that's great. That's a gift. But you need to understand them and use them to your advantage. Don't make empty actions. Make fulfilled actions. And that, my friend, if you remember it every day, and you make sure to ingrain it in your mindset, is the cure for procrastination and for laziness and for not wanting to get up out of your bed. It's finding a motive big enough for you to want to endure the process and finding the meaning behind that motive. And this isn't a quick fix. This isn't something that's surefire for you to have a ton of motivation and a ton of energy. There will be days that you don't want to do what you know you need to do. And those are the days that separate the ones who don't make it from the ones who do make it. So every day you feel like you don't want to do something, ask yourself, do I want to be part of the group that did it anyways and succeeded, or part of the group that's come to his desires for that day and never achieved his goals? Now, if you have any more questions like this, or you like the video, or you even want to talk to me about anything, follow my Instagram at theofficial.jorge. I will put that on the screen. I want to get to know the people who are watching my videos. I really want to build a community of like-minded young men. So make sure to reach out, because I want to know your situation. Before you scroll on, I'd also like to leave you with a quote from Julius Caesar that I like to remind myself. Veni, vidi, vici. And that is Latin for I came, I saw, I conquered. And that's a mindset that I believe you should adopt into your everyday life. So remember that quote. See you, bro.